All right, guys, welcome back. Of course, winning with blends. Of course, Justin Blends. Let's do it. What we're going to talk about today is how to add saturation to your drums. Okay, you can use these effects and these practices with just about any instrument, but let's add some grit and saturation to drums right here in FL Studio Mobile. Okay, so right away we've got a drum pattern going. These are stock sounds. Use them, enjoy them. I'm going to open up an effect track aux, okay? And I'm not going to do this directly to the main track because I would like to show and use some parallel processing, and so we can actually get into, I suppose, the finer details of the balance in the mix. Okay, so first of all, for one, we're going to add distortion. I'm going to add 3 kinds of distortion, and maybe even 4, and we're going to use these all in unison. Okay, we don't need to add them in incredible levels. As a matter of fact, you're going to see I'm going to put them down to maybe 4 or 5 or so, just to start, and we'll add them in one by one. Okay, so this is one thing. Let me just do this, turn them all off, and I'm going to send this one over to this effect channel. Okay, and we'll drop the master for now. We're not gonna, let's just rename this just so that we have it all really organized. Let's call this distortion. Okay, let's call it distortion. I think let's just put distort. That's good enough for now. Okay, so we're going to use this to distort. Then we're also going to create another channel that is going to be for compression. Okay, so let's add just a basic compressor. Let's drop the level down, the auto gain off just for now, and we'll super fast release, super late attack, but also we're going to start to bite into that really low for now. Okay, and we'll call this one, let's just call this compression, or for short, let's call it comp. Okay, all right, so I would take this sound and I would send it to both comp and distort. Okay, so here we go. It could be getting very loud, right? So let's just watch the levels, and let's start with compression. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the compression channel, and as you see, I'm compressing this one. I'm going to put the ratio up. I want this up, and I'm going to add a little bit more level to compensate for the -6 dB that we've taken away. Okay, so we're going to be essentially helping to saturate the sound by pushing up, by compressing it, and we're doing some parallel compression in a moment. Okay, we're compressing it, and we're bringing up the bottom end as well. So bringing up the bottom, like the lower volume levels, those areas there, is helping to bring out more of the fatness, the flavor, the depth of the sound, really in some way kind of maybe even slightly overdoing it. But because we're doing parallel compression, we can balance that out. So we can turn it down how much this is going into the master. Let's turn it off compared to how much is going to distortion. But let's also turn the amount that's going to distortion just for now, because so as you see, we're cutting into quite a bit of this, and I may even go one notch deeper. We're going to go even deeper, and we're going to boost the signal even more. Okay, to gain stage. Okay, we want to make sure we're gain staging whatever we're taking away in terms of this ducking right here, or this cutting here, gain reduction. We're also going to add, as you see, GR, we're going to add some of the decibels back, some of the levels back, to bring that balance back up to the level that we had it at before we started cutting out. But now we're going to send this over now to the distortion channel. Okay, so let's go check out distortion and see what we've got here. Okay, so far nothing's engaged, but let's turn this on. So we've got high, tube, soft, and clip. Now let's pump this up one by one. Tell me if you hear that grit. It should be pounding now. Okay, let's spread this out. So the higher end, panned a little bit more to the right. Okay, let's add some more. Let's turn this down just a bit. Let's drop this compress down. Let's drop the main down and drop the compression down and the distortion down a bit, because I have a feeling when we start adding all the distortions all together, it's going to start to get really gritty and loud. So right now, let me pump this up a bit more so you guys can hear what I'm doing. Okay, let's try the tube one now. Here we go. Much fatter. I'm going to pan that a bit to the right as well. Whew, nice. Let's go back here and let's drop the distortion levels down just a bit more and put these compression levels up a bit. Because again, the distortion is going to get mad once we start adding even more. Tube is going to be even fatter. Here we go. Hear that, guys? Okay. Tell me if you notice the panning differences. Snares over more to the left, right? Let's hear it to the more to the right. There we go. There we go. Okay. So you can work with your stereo image within the distortion effect. I love it. And of course you can adjust the bit crush as well as the bias, right? So you guys mess with that. Checking stuff in mono is definitely useful when you're doing stuff like bias. Things could get really crunchy and there could be undesired artifacts in your mix and you may not know where it's coming from. It may come from your bias. So do check your bias, all right? And here we go. Clip. Pan the clip to the right a bit. Delay the left. Here we go. Ooh, guys, there you go. What can I say? Got some fat drums. So let's check our levels. Of course, they're probably really hot, really loud, right? It's all right. We're in a linear setting, so we can always bring this down. We can use a leveler here, drop in a leveler. You know, there's so many things you can do to adjust this. If you really wanted, just bring this down a few dB and now we're below 0, right? That's it. Like we still have the ratios, the proportions, the percentages all locked in within the way we have it set here. Even this at 0, that's all right. Again, you can add a limiter, do something like that. Or simply you can just drop the amount that it goes in there, drop the amount that it goes here, drop the amount that it goes here, just to create a balance, right? And we can bring this back to 0 and start to try to find a way to, even again, like if you drop this level here. Another thing you can do super quickly is you can go in here and you can adjust these levels here, right? As we always show, the mix levels of these sounds. So I like it. I like the grit. I'm gonna rock with it. You know that's it, because I am legit. I am the, that's a hit. All right, guys, super loud levels. Let's bring this down just for the goodbye. Thanks, guys, for checking this one out. As always, winning with blends. Justin Blends, drop a comment. I want to see the feedback. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, guys, join the Discord. I've been saying it and I mean it. Join the Discord. We've got some special things happening. We do have a daily stream that we do. So for those of you who haven't seen me, we'll definitely do some live streams right on this channel with your feedback and your encouragement. I'll definitely do that. Make it a reality. I'll comply if you guys come by. All right, take it easy.